Hey everyone. So I'm here today. This is our third week of Spring Clean, and I'm here today with Jen. Jen is a Reiki teacher, a yoga teacher, as well as a nature enthusiast. She loves doing nature walks and teaching people how to do nature yoga, which we all know is something I'm a big advocate for and really love spending my time doing that kind of stuff as well. I actually met Jen while she was holding a Reiki class on the beach back in my hometown. And ever since then, I had to keep in contact with her. And now here we are today. So please, Jen, let us know a little bit more about your story and how you're using Spring Clean with your practice and what we can learn from you.
Of course. It's nice to be here with everyone, and thank you for having me. Always a great part is when community can come together and share. So as Ashley has said, I am a Reiki teacher, I'm a yoga instructor, nature enthusiast. I'm kind of working on the meditation part, like I meditate by myself, but to teach it has been something difficult. But my story started back in, let me think about it. There's the eye going up to the corner, thinking about it. I started yoga probably when I was in university, so around 2010, 2011, because I was underage and couldn't go out with my friends. So it just kind of made me sit at home, and I decided YouTube videos. So from then on, I kept practicing at home, took a couple classes with friends, and then I said, I want to learn to teach this. This is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to inspire people. And taking the teacher training really changed my life around, because I was a really quiet person, hard to kind of talk to because I was so sheltered in. And now here I am, bold lion, speaking out, hair to prove it if it helps. And it's been a great journey. It's transformed my life in a way that I am so grateful for, and I hope to help others in the same way, whether it's Reiki with energy healing or physical movement. To add in about the yoga for spring cleaning or any type of physical movement, it's really important because your body becomes really achy and tired and sore. Like I know for myself, if I don't practice for a day or two in a row, my back lets me know. It kind of gets really stiff and sore, and it's kind of at that point where I'm like, all right, here's the floor. Let's get back down to business and do it. And the more you practice, the more you're going to have energy to build up what you need in spring. It's perfect time, match nature's pace, grow alongside her, bloom alongside her. Yoga helps chase out any cobwebs that we have energetically, like anything that's stuck within us, because it'll challenge it. It challenges the body, challenges the mind, challenges our spirit once in a while, depending on the pose. I know I've cried, I've been angry, all sorts of different things when I'm on my mat, and it's healthy. It's important to feel these things. But I think it's really important to get on your mat, do the work. Maybe it's not yoga that you're into. Maybe you're into running. Maintain that practice. I journal and I'll write down when I've practiced, and I have a map that I check off kind of once in a while. Like, okay, I've done this. Now I can move on to the next task. Schedule it in. Make it an important part of your day, because you are your own light. You are your own guide. You are your own hero. No one's going to come and rescue you. It's up to you. Let's see what else. In relation to spring, it's a great time to start a practice and build on it, because you're building alongside nature and practicing outside this time of year. You get to witness so many different things happening in the environment, which is so beautiful. Really make it your practice to be outside with the energy. Do your practice out there, even in the rain once in a while. Just don't slip up. I find, let's see, I'm kind of rambling now, but that's okay. I think it all comes full circle anyway. If I can give you any tips, is to just even do 5 poses a day. Sit there for 2 minutes in each pose. Down dog's one of my favorites. I'll lounge there for a half hour and just kind of go through the body and mind, checking in. First, I'll do a physical scan. Is there any areas sore? Then I'm going to come to my breath for a couple seconds. Then I'm going to listen to my mind, see what's racing, see if it's something that keeps coming back and nagging at me time after time. And if it is, that's something I need to work on now. That's something I need to uproot before it becomes a lovely weed in the garden. It helps once in a while. Yeah. That's about all that I have for it today. It's an important part of the day for me. If I don't get up and do it, I'm sore, I'm moody, I'm cranky. You don't want to talk to me if you're out on the street that day. Yeah.
What do you find is a really good maybe yoga sequence or something like that that can help us this time of year?
Right, I would recommend the sun salutation. So that's like your opening and getting into the regular flow. It just keeps you on par. If you need to take 2 or 3 breaths per pose, you can do that. If you want to move it along, you can kind of speed it up, a breath per pose. So a lot of up and down and flowing. Stay with your own flow, stay with your breath. It's important. You also have a spring within you, just like nature has its own spring. It doesn't always match up, but just experience it when you have that time for growth, which is important. Work at it.
Yeah, that's really good. And I actually just started doing the sun salutations again too. And with Finn in the morning, it was a really important thing that I put on for my spring clean goals this year was I wanted to do affirmations with Finn. And we've gotten pretty good at them over the last few weeks. And it's just 3 of them because I think 3 is like a trinity. It's a holy number. So we keep it really simple with 3. And it's I am happy, I'm healthy, I am grateful. And he's so cute listening to him say it. And then now we've added in the sun salutations, so we've done really good with it. And it's like such a simple sequence, but it feels really good, especially in the morning, because it wakes you up and it's really inviting for the spring and for like everything new that's coming our way. Because it's a lot of really good stuff coming this year.
That's so true. And I find the sun salutation gets the body moving, not just certain parts of it. It gets into your hips, which can sometimes be sore, gets into the arms, which can be a little tender. You do work core because everything comes from the core. If you're not moving and flowing from here, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's so true. So do you have any tips when it comes to energy or like different things that maybe we should be doing or could be doing this time of year?
Right. I would say make time to tap into your own energy. Really feel what's going on in the body because you're going to learn a lot from that experience. Like for me, when I tap in, it's kind of coming into meditation, but I'm not there. Again, you do the body scan, the mind scan, see if there's anything that keeps lingering. I mean, if there is, you can gently rub it. It's Reiki and energy. It's all about intention. So even if you have an ache or a pain that day and you want to place your hand there, just kind of think good thoughts. If you want to picture a color going in, my favorite is green for the earth, and it's great for the spring because you're going to get that fresh energy going up. To just keep that energy. Once you get it moving, stay with that movement. If it's feeling like a slow and laggy day, but you have tons to do, even practice breathing. An increased breathing rate will wake you up. If you can't sleep at night, maybe sit out and do a practice. Maybe that's your time, your body's way of telling you, hey, it's time to set time for ourselves. Let's just go with the flow. Stay with that energy. Sometimes you need to shake out of it, and I get that. Sometimes you need to settle down. Let's work with what you got.
It's true. Work with what you got. So that brings me into like props. There's like so many things that you can buy for yoga and Reiki and like all of these other kind of spiritual practices and things like that too. What do you think are essentials, and what are some ways that we can do this maybe without all the props? Because we are kind of DIYers here and stuff too.
So for yoga, I would say the only essential tool would be a block. You really don't even need a mat or any of these fancy tools. Sometimes not even a block, because you can use your legs to support. If you have a stump or a big boulder outside, you can use that for support. And if anybody ever hands you a tool, don't get negative about it. It's really just an extension of the arm. And I can tell you firsthand, my arms can sometimes be short for poses, and to have that extra reach really helps. Keeps me grounded and supported, which is great for the spring too. When it comes to Reiki, I mean, it's great to have a table, but it's not necessary either. A bed works just as fine. Sometimes I get people to lay outside and let the earth take over. I'm like, here, like you soak in that energy. I can't help you right now until we've done that. But I would say if you like crystals, go into your local crystal shop, place whatever one you're drawn to in your hand and feel the energy from it. Sometimes close your eyes and really feel, because if you're getting a sensation from it, that can either be a good thing or a bad thing, and it's up to you to know, and you will know if you trust your gut. But once you get home, please rinse it off in cold water and charge it in the sun or the moonlight, just so you can cleanse it of somebody else's energy, because you don't know who's touched it along the way. But I think those would be the best tools.
It's so true. And intention, I think, is the most important part when it comes to any of it, right? Yes, there's like all these meanings for everything out there, and some of them really do hold real stock and merits, but at the end of the day, it's all your reality, your perception, what it is that you're feeling. And you should hold that space for empowerment because there's something to that, right?
Exactly it. You have to just hold in your own and know your truth. It's not being that little mouse that goes along with everything. Stand in your power. It is your power. It doesn't mean you have to use it aggressively. It's just kind of making a point of being present with it and saying, okay, like this is what works for me. Doesn't always work for somebody else. And that's okay. That's why there's so many tools out there.
Yeah. And and it was there's Terence McKenna. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
A little bit.
So he was an ethnobotanist, and what he said is, what's real is real. You don't have to pussyfoot around the real thing because it's real. So you don't, like, even when it comes to meditation and some of the yoga poses and whatever, again, they do have that meaning, but when it's what it is that you're giving to it and your purpose. So in yoga and with Reiki, like there's a lot of talk with chakras and things like that too. And again, it holds a lot of merits because you can feel like in your gut and you can see those connections when you're really into it. But when you're just starting out, it's not always there and it's not always clear. So it is really important to just feel and allow, and once the flow starts going, it really all aligns. Yeah.
Everything will come alive in that sense within the body. Like I started out not knowing anything about the whole spiritual side of yoga and kind of jumped into it. I was there for the physical stuff in the beginning because I really liked the movement and how it made me feel. By the time I reached my deep rest, I was like, oh, great, this is the best thing. And as I've developed, I find that deep rest is harder and harder. It's just not like I can lay there and be quiet. Now it's like I actually have to work at being quiet. And that's something within me, and it's something within spirit, because the spirit can sometimes talk to you at that time and it can make you look around like what's going on. But it's okay. That energy will flow and you'll feel it from like the root up, or maybe it comes crown down. You never know. And nobody can tell you there's one set way, because there's never one set way.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit about nature props outside. You said a tree stump or a stone. What are some other things that you enjoy in nature?
Some other things I enjoy in nature, I really just enjoy getting out there hiking. And this is going to maybe sound a little crazy. I get out, I'll take my shoes off at the car and leave them in the car, and I'm going barefoot because I'm absorbing the earth's energy, and the energy of the earth is absorbing stuff from me that's not serving me. And just kind of letting the mud swish between the toes here or there, stepping on a pebble. Like I'll collect pine cones when I'm out there. It's like dropping a seed. Like I always wear a pine cone pendant. And to me, that's the birth. That's you. You can drop so many seeds in life to help shake others up and wake them up.
I love it. So Fibonacci too. I love it. Spiral life, it's like it goes both ways. How many spirals is it in a pine cone? Is it 2 or 3?
I think it depends on the pine cone size. I think it's about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But it's really neat. Like if you can get into it and learn all of that interesting stuff about it, do it. Like if that's your passion, follow that.
Yeah. I just find it so interesting because I really do love like symbology, right? And the pine cone, that is a good representation of you. And I never noticed that you were so connected in that way. Do you eat the pine nuts and things like that too?
I haven't tried that yet. I haven't had the luck of, being able to find one that's not popped open. The squirrels always beat me to it. Like I have a local community of squirrels here. Like they'll throw stuff at you, so you can't really compete with them. They make it a challenge. We communicate back and forth that way, so it helps. I'm going to try it though, as soon as I can.
Yeah. Pine nuts are so good. But the trick is you got to step on them and like roll your foot or your shoe. Like it's better that you have shoes. And I'm with you. I love the bare feet. But if you're going foraging for them, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you just roll your foot and they'll like pop up and you can grab them. They're so good. And they're super good for you. another good one that people don't know, and it's a good tip for any you men out there, if you men in your family, obviously, is the pine pollen. It's really good for testosterone. It's good for women too. It is like a golden nectar. It's again tasty. You make cookies, a whole bunch of stuff with it. But especially for men, I really recommend that one.
That's really interesting. Like we do lots of different foraging depending on where we go. Certain things are available. Like out front of our house, we have wild raspberries growing. I really call them raspberries, but you know, we'll go out into the swamps and harvest like the cattails, and like you can make bread out of the pulp at the top and eat the little shoot at the bottom. I don't know if I recommend it for everyone, but you know, learn your plants before you go and eat them. If you can't really identify them, don't bother. It's not worth the risk at that point.
I do have some foraging guides available for you guys on my website if it's something that you're interested in. One of them is the Doctor and Signatures, and then I have like one or two other ones that are just like strict foraging guides. But yeah, like what Jen's saying does, like, you know, you do want to know and you do want to be safe, but there is something like really spiritual about it, and just that kind of setting too. So don't let it scare you or hold you back or anything in any way. The benefits far outweigh the harm unless you're like into the wild and something like that. But let's learn from those experiences. You know, we're living in a different age right now. We have all this information available to us. We have experts available at our fingertips that we can reach out to and talk to and whatever. And there's no harm in just going out, trying, bringing it home, and then doing the research and asking questions. But chances are what it is that you're drawn to is drawn to you as well. You know, there's a reason why it's showing up in your site right now. And another thing that I really love too when it comes to things like this is what I was learning about herbology and everything was that the stuff that grows around our house is usually the medicine and the like universe telling us this is the medicine you need. That's why like dandelions, you know, we're calling them a weed, but they're one of the best detoxifiers for us. So many people are having problems with their abdominal areas. There's like alcohol addictions. There's our livers are taxed by environmental toxins, everything. What helps with all of this? The dandelion.
That's perfect. It's like the cedar here. It helps when I'm not joking. I will take a bough of cedar and like give thanks to the plant and go soak in the hot tub with it and drink a cedar tea at the same time.
I love
wake up 100% better the next day. I don't know if that's coincidence. I don't think so. I think it's just something in the plant and that love that's been given both ways. Because that tree's out there for a reason for me, and like I'm surrounded by them out here. And they're my favorites.
Yeah, it's such a synchronicity, like over coincidence. Like I am a believer in synchronicity, you know, it all happens for a reason, it's here for a reason.
That's right.
All right, Jen, so we're just about finished for today. Is there anything else that you want to add here, or just to let everybody know how they can find you?
Yeah, they can find me at growthinthegrove.com, or you can look up that tag anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me there. I'm going to say if you want to build a home practice, always leave something out to remind you. For me, when I was skipping and like lifting weights, that would be out in the same area that I would spend a lot of my time in. It would kind of, it's not a guilt trip, but it is a little bit, because it's like, oh, it's there, I should do it. Oh, right, it's face. Well, guess I have to. It just helps.
Yeah, thanks for that too.
You're welcome.
And for being here today. And I do recommend you guys like definitely look up Growth in the Grove, because Jen's Instagram is awesome. She's one of my favorites that are out there. I'm liking her stuff all the time. And I really hope you guys have a really good week. Thanks again, Jen. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.